Hello, greetings, my guys. My name's Jake Allen Graham. I'm making a video review on the Avengers 4 installments. I'm making videos on all 4 installments reviews in one video. This video, because I've come to grips. I hate every sequel enough to give it a 6 out of 10 of the Avengers sequel, all 3 sequels. They just get worse each sequel for each installment to me. The first one's the only one I end up liking. Avengers 2012, title Avengers, also known as Marvel's The Avengers. But I give it a 7 out of 10. I give the sequels a 6 out of 10 because they're this obnoxious of movies, like the grown-ups movies with Sam Sandler, the sequels to the Avengers. Love all that annoying of a nuisance of a movies franchise it has become within the Marvel brand. Oh god, I hate this franchise. This was just the worst franchise I have seen in Marvel form, next to the Ant-Man franchise and the failed Internals franchise. That's just... I hate this more than the Ant-Man trilogy with Paul Rudd did. I hate this more than the Iron Man trilogy with Robert Downey that Robert Downey did, and I hate it more than that. Those franchises were the worst. That the franchise that I had offered before. You know, this is like but the last 2 Avengers movies and the Avengers 2, they just got worse than those trilogy with Iron Man and the trilogy with Ant-Man. So I give the Avengers 1 a 7 out of 10 for above average, and the sequel a mediocre fucking letdown. 6 out of 10 mediocre score gets all 3 sequels to the Avengers. Don't recommend them sequels. If you're curious to see the first one, skip the fucking sequels. And that's all I have my thoughts on the Avengers movies, all 4 of them. And now I'm going to talk about the X-Men trilogy, original trilogy from 2000 to 2000, whenever Last Stand came out. I'm just going to talk about the first 3 X-Men trilogy, and the original trilogy of X-Men gets an 8 out of 10 because well, I thought the ideas were creative. They just didn't had any rhyme or reason to be in there. Felt like the characters of the Team X-Men that joined the team and will end up helping the team felt like afterthoughts. Now, people say that can be said for X-Men 3 Last Stand with Angel character. But I feel like that's the problem with all of the X-Men movies, including the first two directed by Brian's, what's his name, Singer? Ben Singer or Brian Singer, I want to say. The first one that directed the first two. And then they got a different director that directed the last one. And I felt like, none of them had really any reasons other than Hugh Jackman's Wolverine had purpose to be in the movie outside of Hugh Jackman's Wolverine who joined the X-Men. Sure, like, I mean, Charles seems as important as ever, like he is in the past incarnations of the X-Men when he's introduced and throughout the trilogy, played by, respectively, by Patrick Stewart, I think his actor's name is. But yeah, I think he was the best part of that trilogy, the handicapped guy. Well, he's the most comic accurate portraying character from the comics, probably because, you know, Patrick, like, you know, he only had to be in the wheelchair and dressed nicely, like Charles is known for in the comics, wearing a suit and being handicapped. Wolverine's known for wearing tights and a mask, among the other X-Men known for, before Fox screwed that up and brainwash everyone into forgetting what Wolverine's supposed to look like. And somehow people eventually either grew to hate it or grew to accept it or whatever. Anyway, they made money off of it. And that's what matters. Not the fact that they were respectable to the source material, because they weren't. They also took a stab at the source material as a joke of a throwaway punchline in the first X-Men movie about the suits being yellow spandex, yellow jumpsuits, which were basically, those are basically the X-Men prototype costumes that made their debut. Those are basically X-Men costumes that they reference. One of the earlier issues from the comic book counterparts. The X-Men are known for wearing multiple different versions of their costumes for each X-Men member, and it used to be yellow jumpsuits, and now they just have black jumpsuits and it's leather. Now I know what you're thinking. Doesn't this sound a little gay? Seeing the X-Men look like this. To me, I can't but feel like, okay, this is getting kind of gay. Like, what part of you ever feel like they're trying to make things so realistic? You can't help but feel like this is coming across wrong. This is not coming across cool. It's coming across as you want to make the X-Men look like they're in the closet and ready to bone each other. Like do you want to dress them up like they're rainfall, like no, going to like some sort of dirty club or something. Well, they get their freak on and stuff, you know. That's just what I think what they dress like in this Fox universe reimagining for the X-Men trilogy. But of course I thought about Michael Keaton's Batman when they made his costume all black. To me, it made Batman look kind of noob. Like, that's too much Batman than I need to see for my hero Batman. I saw that his costume's all black and it looks gay. Not a whole lot of characters in the X-Men that interact with the X-Men get flushed out a lot outside of Wolverine and Mystique. That gets tossed aside for the third installment and depowered and turned human, blah 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 in the content of the movie. And that's why I give the original X-Men trilogy a 8 out of 10. Bye, subscribe, hit the thumbs up, comment below if you want to. And bye.